It is that time of month where I do my nails. It is 9 o'clock. So this is gonna be a long night. For all the new people here, I'm a girl who's done her nails for like the last 10 years. I am 22 years old and I started doing my nails like 11-ish. I'm not a professional, but people ask me to make videos, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. The reason why I do my own nails is because I was really sick and tired going to a salon, paying like $50 to $70 for something super plain and for not even that good of a result in my opinion. Super thick, like chunky nails. If I wanted to go and get a design like the designs that I do, it would be roughly $100 to $150 where I live. So I've taught myself to do my own nails and I make videos about it. Share with you guys that you guys can also do it because most people do not have that type of money to go and get their nails done every single 3 to 5 weeks. And all of this stuff is $100 to $150. Yes, if you want to buy extra stuff, obviously it's extra money, but the bare minimum that you need is around that price range. I have made a million videos on nails by now. My favorite is Gelix nails, and that is what I'm going to be doing in this video. And this is going to be from start to finish. Every single one of my nail tips. So it's all of my videos combined. How to get my nails to look like they have been done by a professional and to last up to 5 weeks. And my nails do indeed last up to 5 weeks. Everything I use will be linked in the description and is on my Amazon storefront. I do get commission off of that if you get anything, and it helps me make more videos for you guys. It's gonna be a really long night. So let's get started. I'm gonna first start out on clean nails and I'm removing my old ones. I had a little bit of gel on my nails, so I'm going in with a file and getting that off. But even if I don't have gel on my nails, I go in with a file and roughen up my nail just a little bit because it helps everything adhere to it better. But I'm doing this very, very gently. Taking a little alcohol wipe and wiping down my nails just to get rid of all the powder and stuff that was on them. Cuticle care is probably one of the most important steps, especially in doing Gelix nails. So I'm going in with cuticle remover. I put that on all my nails and I let it sit there for like 10 to 15 seconds just to soften it up. I'm gonna be pushing my cuticles back, but I want to get the cuticle off of my nail plate. And that's the stuff that's actually kind of hard to see. That is what really, really makes your nails lift. I'm gonna be going in with my cuticle pusher backer and push back all that cuticle. And then I'm also gonna be like scraping the cuticle off of my nail plate. I go in with a metal one. I also have a glass one and wooden ones. I would say if you're a beginner, definitely start out with wooden ones because you can actually do a lot of damage to your nails with the metal ones, and you can scrape your nails, you can accidentally cut your cuticles. Just be like super, super gentle and hold it as flat to your nail as possible. When I'm done with that, I always make sure to wipe off the cuticle remover because it's not good to keep on your skin for a long time. My nails are completely prepped. I did file them a little bit. The main thing is cuticle care. I'm gonna be going in for like medium round nails today, and Gelix Apres nails. Yes, I know it's a prey. I like saying Apres. You always want to size up your nails first because after you put your primer on and your first coat of gel, your nails are going to be sticky and you don't want to wipe off that sticky coat because it helps the whole entire process adhere better and you need those sticky coats. So always want to size your nails first. And I actually have been applying my nails a little bit different recently, and I put them a little bit above the cuticle. You guys will see that later. If a gel extension doesn't fit my nail, I pick one that's a little bit bigger and I file the sides to fit. And I just file a little bit, check, file a little bit, check, because you don't want to go too much or too little. Everybody doesn't have the same size, like, what is that part of the nail called? Cuticle? I don't freaking know. Some are more round and some are more square. Filing this before going in definitely helps. So this next step is actually newer to my routine. I've done it the last few sets, and it makes it so you don't need to drill around your cuticle after you apply them. So I take my file and I am just scraping on the edge of the gel extension that's going to be applied to my cuticle area, and I'm thinning it out with a file. And this is going to make the application more seamless, and when it grows out, there's not going to be a harsh line right there, and it helps with lifting. actually forgot to film this while doing these, and I don't know why, but I always etch out the inside of my gel extensions. So you can do this with primer. I personally like doing it with my drill and a sanding band, and this just helps, again, the longevity. It helps everything to adhere. I'm gonna say that a million times because everything I'm doing is to make your nails last longer. And where I'm etching the inside of the nail is only where your nail is going to be attached to the gel extension. Like, you don't need to do the entire nail. I set my nails aside, and now I'm gonna be going into prep. And the first thing I'm gonna be going in with is primer. And usually I would be going in with dehydrator, but since I already wiped my nails down with a rubbing alcohol wipe and dehydrator is practically the same exact thing, removing any oil or product you had on your nails. And I personally go in with sunscreen on my hands before I do my nails because I use a UV lamp to cure, and the rubbing alcohol wipe got rid of all that. So I mean, honestly, going in with dehydrator is kind of a waste. I am now going to be taking my gel. I know this says nail glue. For some reason the Beatles says nail glue, but it is gel, and I'm going to be putting one coat of that on all of my fingers and being very careful not to get it on my skin because it's just like not great. If you get it up in your cuticles, you can just take a little nail art brush with some acetone and remove it before you cure your nails. So now I'm going to be curing that. I'm pretty sure I did it for 60 seconds. You always want to make sure you read the bottles of the nail polishes and gels and all that you're using, because some say 60 seconds, some say 90 seconds, and that is actually really, really important because if you're not curing it to the length of time that it needs, you could not be curing it enough and then you could get contact dermatitis. Now we're going to get into actually applying the gel extensions. I set up my flash cure light and I put one layer of that same gel we were using, and then I scrape some off near the cuticle. And you can see I am applying this a little above the cuticle, and honestly it takes practice for how much gel you're supposed to put. If it's very much over flooding, then you put too much. If it's really hard to push it down and get it to the top of your nail, then you put too little. Practice makes perfect. And then I flash cure that for 10 to 30 seconds. I have used super cheap gels, aka the Beetle one, and then I've used more expensive ones, the Apres one. I'm gonna be honest, they are exactly the same. I have not seen a difference in the longevity. So if you want a cheap one that works really well, I do suggest the Beetles one. After you flash cure all of those, you still want to cure them in a big UV light for 60 to 90 seconds. Flash curing does not fully cure your nails. If you're doing this and you only own a flash cure light, you need to get a big cure light. I know they're expensive. When you flash cure them, they're not getting fully cured. So that gel under the nail, not fully cured, and it will seep into your natural nail, into your skin, and being exposed to gel for that long, pretty much gonna give you contact dermatitis. And contact dermatitis is not fun. I've gotten a lot of comments from people asking how to get rid of it. You can never get rid of contact dermatitis, so that's why I stress it so much to fully cure your nails. So I'm gonna be doing everything that I just did on the other hand. So taking the same exact gel again, I'm going to be going in with a nail art brush, and I'm going to be kind of filling in the gap between my cuticle and the gel extension. In my other videos during this time, I would drill this area and blend it into my natural nail. I still like doing that. It's still a really good method, but honestly, this works just as good, and then you don't need to drill that close to your cuticle, risking nicking your natural nail right up near the cuticle, which isn't good because it's going to take like 6 months to grow out, or cutting your cuticle. Curing that for 60 seconds. I'm going to be taking my sanding band and going on a super low level on my nail drill, and I'm just going to be removing the shine from the gel extensions. This really helps your gel polish or normal nail polish adhere to the gel extensions, so this is going to really help avoid chipping and peeling and all of that really annoying stuff. You can totally do this with a hand file or a buffing block. I personally like to use a drill just because it's quicker. Gel extensions usually are a pretty good shape and you don't need to do this step, but I always do. I'm gonna file them a little bit on the sides and reshape the tops, making sure they're super smooth. I like my nails a little bit skinnier. Sometimes my nails can look a little chonky on the sides, so I file them. And I probably file them too much, so don't be like me. And that is it for the gel extension application. This is the easiest way to do nails in my opinion and is the most beginner friendly. We're going to be getting into designs and I'm going for a simple design, but it is really pretty and springy. I'm first going to start out with this nude translucent like background color and putting one coat of that on all of my nails, and then of course curing it for like 60 seconds. Going in with a translucent pinky color. I like the mix of these two because it looks natural, like a pretty natural. I don't know. This is my favorite background for French tips and designs. So these are all the colors that we're gonna use. I'm gonna be doing different colored French tip on every single nail. And this is my little French tip hack. I draw a vertical line of where I want the French tip to end, a horizontal line of where I want the French tip, and then curved lines going on the side connecting it to that vertical line. And then of course just filling in. Also, a lot of these colors I mixed up myself. One of the biggest things that I do is I just get the primary colors and mix colors myself because I don't want to buy colors all the time. And if you have a problem with French tips, I will say going in with a long nail art brush makes it easier. I used to think that a short one would make it easier, but for some reason, a long nail art brush, I have more control over it. There are certain things you can do, like if you have shaky hands, set your hands down when you do it. You can use your pinky as an anchor to help your hand stay steady, but honestly, at the end of the day, practice makes perfect. You're just gonna have to practice a million times. I can do French tips in about 10 minutes now, and it used to take me like 2 hours. And then here I am doing my non-dominant hand, and I've been doing my nails for almost 10 years, so I can like low-key write with my non-dominant hand now. I don't know if I'm ambidextrous, but I think just from practicing using your other hand all the time, you really do get used to it, but there is certain things that you can do to make it easier. Again, like I said about the pinky, using it as an anchor, and also a lot of times I won't move my non-dominant hand, but I'll move my dominant hand where I want it to go. So like if I'm painting, I won't move the brush, but I'll move my hand instead. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes it way easier. making sure those are all opaque, and I did a double coat on some of them, but they didn't really need it, and curing them for the amount of time that they needed. And now I'm going to be going in with top coat. This is my favorite top coat of all time. Any top coat will do, but I mean, this is my preference because it always stays shiny the longest and definitely doesn't get scratched as a cheaper one would. I feel like top coat is just one of those things that you should invest in because it really does bring the nail look together. Curing those for 60 seconds, and of course rubbing off that sticky coat from the gel polish with rubbing alcohol. Certain gel polishes don't have a sticky coat, and most that I use do have a sticky coat. The sticky coat is called the inhibition layer, and you want to rub it off because then your nails are just going to be sticky. They're going to get lint all over them. You want to read the bottle of the top coat that you're using because some say to use 70% rubbing alcohol, some say to use 90%. So it's always important to read the bottle. And then of course going in with cuticle oil after we just put our fingers through freaking hell. I'll have it all linked in the description, but I just throw all of these ingredients together and this is how I make my DIY cuticle oil. And then finishing that up with my favorite hand cream. This hand cream is freaking amazing if you have dry hands. And that is the finished set. I love colorful nails and I just need these in my life right now.
I don't know if you like the way I put my words together, but I need you to stick with me just like some birds of feathers. Or like bricks and scales, hand in hand, dropping corn straight down